Welcome to Zoe Stories. I borrowed her dress. Now she calls me her doll asterisk. I was always the kind of boy people forgot. Not in a dramatic way, no, that would have at least given me some attention. I was just invisible. The kind of face that blended into the crowd, the kind of voice that never carried weight in a room. Even at home, I felt more like a shadow than a sun. My name is Jake, 19 years old. A college freshman who had no clear direction, no strong identity. My sister Emily, on the other hand, was the shining star of the family, confident, outspoken, admired by everyone. She had beauty, friends, and a personality that commanded every space she entered.
Me?
I was the ghost that lingered at the edges of her spotlight. That night, the house was quiet. Mom was working late. Dad had been gone for years, and Emily was out at some party. I sat in my room, staring at my laptop screen, scrolling through meaningless posts. My chest ached with a familiar emptiness. I told myself I was used to being overlooked, but sometimes the silence of my life screamed louder than anything else. And then my eyes drifted. Emily's bedroom door was half open, a soft glow spilling into the hallway. I don't know why I stood up, why I walked closer, why I pushed the door open. Maybe it was boredom. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was something I didn't yet want to admit to myself. Her room was a world of color compared to mine. Makeup scattered across the vanity, perfume bottles glittering under the light, and rows of dresses hanging neatly in the closet. Dresses in every shade, soft fabrics that seemed alive under the dim light. I should have walked away, but I didn't. My fingers brushed against a particular dress, a silky crimson one that shimmered when I moved it. I remembered her wearing it once at a family dinner, all eyes on her, her laughter filling the room while I sat unnoticed. I held the dress against my chest. My heart pounded, a heat rising in my face. Just for a second, I told myself,
Just to know what it feels like.
When I slipped it over my head, the world shifted. The fabric whispered across my skin, hugging me in places I never felt hugged before. I turned toward the mirror, and for the first time in years, I didn't just see Jake. I saw someone else. Someone delicate. Someone striking. Someone who looked seen. I should have felt ashamed. I should have ripped it off. But I couldn't. My hands trembled as I traced the smooth fabric, my reflection staring back at me with wide, uncertain eyes. And that's when I heard it. A laugh. Soft, amused, chilling. I froze. The door creaked wider, and Emily leaned against the frame, arms folded, her phone in her hand, recording. Well, she said, her voice dripping with satisfaction. Looks like my little brother has a secret. My stomach dropped. Emily, this isn't. She raised a finger to her lips, cutting me off. Then she stepped closer, her eyes scanning me up and down with a smile that was both cruel and playful. You actually look cute, she whispered, tilting her head. Maybe even prettier than me. The words burned and thrilled me all at once. I tried to step back, but she caught my wrist, her grip firm. Relax, Jake. Or should I say, her eyes glimmered.
Doll.
My breath caught. She smirked, holding up her phone, showing me the video she had just captured. You borrowed my dress without asking. Now, you're going to do exactly what I say. Otherwise, she waved the phone, everyone will see what you really are. My world collapsed in that moment. Every ounce of control I thought I had was gone. And with a single whisper, Emily had rewritten my life. You're not my brother anymore, she said. You're my doll. My throat went dry as Emily's words echoed through the room. You're not my brother anymore. You're my doll. I couldn't move. The silky fabric clung to my skin like it had fused with me, a second identity I couldn't tear away. My chest rose and fell too fast, every inhale scraping like fire in my lungs. Emily, please, I whispered, my voice trembling. Delete the video. I swear, I'll never touch your things again. Her laughter cut me off. Sharp, amused, merciless. Delete it. She tilted her head, her phone still raised. Oh, Jake, why would I waste something so useful? She stepped closer, her perfume filling the air, sweet, overwhelming, the scent of control. She circled me slowly, like a predator toying with its prey. Her eyes glittered with something darkly playful, and my legs threatened to give way. "This is adorable," she mused. "My boring, invisible brother in my dress. Do you have any idea how long I've waited for something entertaining in this dull house?" I stammered. "It was a mistake." "Oh no." Her voice dropped low, dangerous. "This wasn't a mistake. This," her nails grazed the strap of the dress on my shoulder, "was curiosity. And I'm going to feed it." I flinched as she leaned close to my ear, her whisper curling like smoke. "From now on, you belong to me." I wanted to rip the dress off, to scream, to run. But the glowing phone in her hand was a chain around my neck. "What do you want from me?" I finally asked, my voice small. Emily smiled like a cat that had cornered its mouse.
"Simple.
You're going to play along. Whenever I say. However I say." And in return, she twirled her phone lazily. "Your little secret stays between us." Tears stung my eyes. "Please, Emily, don't do this. Don't do this." She smirked. "Jake, you look amazing. Do you even realize? That dress fits you like it was made for you." She paused, her smile widening.
"No, doll."
"This is fate." The word made me shudder.
"Doll."
Not brother. Not Jake.
"Doll."
She stepped back, her gaze appraising. Something's missing though." Before I could ask, she darted to her vanity, grabbing a lipstick tube. The cap clicked, and the crimson shade gleamed under the light. "No," I muttered, backing away. "Not that." "Oh, yes." She caught my chin firmly, tilting my face upward. I tried to resist, but she held me with effortless strength, smearing the lipstick across my trembling lips. The sensation was alien, soft and heavy, the smell intoxicating. I squeezed my eyes shut, humiliated, praying this was just some sick dream. When she released me, she clapped her hands like a delighted child. "Perfect. Look at you." I refused to face the mirror, but she grabbed me by the shoulders and spun me around. My reflection left me breathless. The lipstick changed everything. Combined with the dress, it erased Jake further, leaving behind a stranger. A girl. A fragile, trembling, wide-eyed girl staring back at me. "No," I whispered, my chest tightening. "That's not me." "Oh, but it is." Emily's voice curled around me like velvet and steel. "It's the you I've always suspected was hiding underneath. And now she's mine." I staggered back, shaking my head. You can't keep me like this." Her eyes narrowed, sharp with amusement. "Can't I?" She held up her phone again, the video thumbnail visible. "Unless you want Mom, your friends, maybe even your professors to see this, I think you'll do exactly what I say." My knees weakened. The idea of anyone seeing me like this, laughing, whispering, it was unbearable. "You're horrible," I choked out.
She smirked.
"And you're beautiful. Life isn't fair, is it?" Emily crossed her arms, studying me like an artist evaluating a painting. "Tomorrow after class, you're coming to my room. We're going to practice." "Practice?" She grinned.
"Walking. Talking.
Smiling. Everything. You're going to become my perfect doll." My stomach twisted violently.
"No."
"I can't. You can." Her voice was icy, final. "And you will." That night, after Emily finally let me go, I crawled into my bed still shaken. I scrubbed the lipstick off, but the faint stain lingered, like a scar that wouldn't fade. I buried my face into the pillow, humiliation gnawing at me. She won't actually go through with this, I told myself. She's just messing with me. It'll pass.
She'll get bored.
But deep down, I knew Emily. When she sank her claws into something, she never let go.
And now those claws were sunk into me.
College passed in a blur. I couldn't focus, couldn't breathe without remembering the dress clinging to my skin, Emily's voice calling me doll. My mind was fractured, half desperate to forget, half unable to stop replaying the moment I saw that girl in the mirror. When I came home, she was waiting. Her door was wide open, her vanity lit up like a stage, makeup neatly arranged. A curling iron, brushes, eyeliner, false lashes, all lined up like weapons. She looked up from her chair, her smile sharp. "Welcome, doll." "I don't want to." "Sit," she ordered. I froze. "Sit, or the video goes public." My body moved before my mind agreed. I sank into the chair, my pulse hammering. Emily's fingers brushed through my hair, tugging, twisting. "Good girl," she murmured, the words cutting into me. "Don't fight it. Just let me make you beautiful." Step by step, she worked. Foundation smoothed across my skin, concealer brightening my eyes, eyeliner pulling them sharp and delicate. She hummed softly as she painted me, each stroke erasing more of Jake. I tried to shut my eyes, to disappear inside myself, but every brush, every touch forced me to feel. "Keep them open," she scolded, flicking my forehead lightly. A doll must always keep her eyes open. By the time she finished, my reflection was a stranger again. A girl with flushed cheeks, glossy lips, framed by hair brushed into soft curls. I couldn't breathe. "See," Emily whispered, her chin resting on my shoulder as we both stared into the mirror. "You were never meant to be Jake. You were meant to be her. My doll." Tears burned at the corners of my eyes, and Emily's smile grew wider. Just when I thought the nightmare was ending, Emily grabbed her purse. "Where are you?" I started. "We," she corrected, tossing me a pair of flats. "We're going out." My heart stopped.
No.
"No way." She lifted her phone, tapping the screen. "Say that again?" I swallowed hard, the words trapped in my throat. "Good," she said sweetly. "Now put on the shoes, doll. We wouldn't want to keep the world waiting." I stood frozen at the edge of Emily's room, the flats trembling in my hands. "You can't be serious," I whispered, my voice thin, barely audible. Emily tilted her head, her smile widening as if she were savoring my fear. "Oh, I'm completely serious. You didn't think I'd do all this work just to keep you locked in here, did you?" The makeup on my face itched, the curls in my hair felt too heavy, the crimson dress hugged me like a trap. I shook my head violently. "I'm not ready. I can't do this, Emily." She sighed in mock disappointment, holding up her phone. The screen flashed with that cursed thumbnail, me in her dress, eyes wide, lips painted. "Say that again, doll. Say you won't, and I'll let everyone enjoy the show." My knees weakened. My chest collapsed inward. I slid the flats onto my trembling feet. Emily's grin softened into something disturbingly sweet. "Good girl." The air outside felt sharp, merciless against my skin. Every step I took felt wrong. Every rustle of the dress was a gunshot in my ears. I pulled my arms tight against my body, as though shrinking might make me invisible. Emily, of course, walked with all the confidence in the world, her heels clicking with rhythm, her phone tucked away as though the leash around my neck wasn't even necessary anymore. "Relax," she murmured, looping her arm through mine as if we were girlfriends. "You look gorgeous. No one will suspect a thing." Her words should have comforted me, but they burned instead. The streetlights illuminated every curl of my hair, every shimmer of lipstick, every step that felt too light, too feminine. And yet, no one stared. No one screamed. No one pointed. People glanced, smiled, nodded politely as they passed. They thought I was a girl. The realization struck like lightning, twisting my stomach. Emily guided me into a small cafe on the corner, a place buzzing with quiet chatter and clinking cups. The warmth inside wrapped around me, but it did nothing to stop the storm in my chest. We slid into a booth. My hands shook as I tried to hide my face behind the menu. "Put that down," Emily ordered lightly. "Act normal. You're just another pretty girl grabbing coffee with her friend." "I can't." "You can," she cut in. "Trust me, you're pulling it off better than you think." The waitress approached, smiling warmly. "What can I get you ladies tonight?" "Ladies." The words slammed into me. I almost choked, my mouth refusing to move. Emily kicked my foot gently under the table, forcing me to speak. Just water," I muttered, my voice pitched awkwardly. The waitress didn't even blink. Of course. And for you? She asked Emily, jotting it down. When she left, Emily leaned across the table, her smirk deadly.
See?
That wasn't so bad. She didn't even look twice. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tear the lipstick off my face and run into the night. But a part of me, tiny, traitorous, thrummed with something else. A strange heat, a whisper of thrill. Emily sipped her drink when it arrived, watching me fidget. Do you know what I love most about this? She said casually. I shook my head, throat tight. You're helpless. Her voice was soft, almost affectionate, but her words were knives. Every little move you make depends on me. What you wear, how you act, what name you answer to. Without me, you'd crumble. Isn't that delicious? I hate you. I spat, my voice cracking. She only smiled wider. No, you don't. You hate how much you need me. I turned my face away, shame burning through me. Don't worry, she added gently, almost tenderly. I'll take care of you.
Dolls don't have to think.
They just have to obey. That's when he walked in. Tall, broad-shouldered, dark hair falling casually into his eyes. He strode past our booth, his gaze briefly catching mine. I froze, my breath stuck in my chest. He smiled. A small, polite, effortless smile. But it was directed at me. Heat flooded my cheeks. I looked away instantly, my heart pounding so hard it hurt. Emily noticed, of course. She leaned in, her grin wicked.
Oh, did you see that?
He checked you out. Shut up, I hissed, my voice trembling. Her laugh was cruel and delighted. You're blushing, doll. You liked it. I shook my head violently. No, I didn't, I don't. You did. She smirked. And guess what? He's coming over here. I felt my blood turn to ice as the boy grabbed his coffee and, instead of walking past, paused right by our booth. Hey, he said casually, his voice deep and warm. His eyes flicked between Emily and me, settling on me. Sorry to interrupt, but do I know you? You look familiar. My stomach dropped into nothingness. My mind screamed. Did he recognize me? Did he see Jake under the lipstick and curls? Emily answered smoothly, her hand sliding possessively over mine. This is my cousin. She just moved here. Maybe you've seen her around campus. The boy's smile deepened. Maybe. Well, welcome. Hope I see you around. He winked, before walking away. My entire body shook. Emily's nails dug into my hand as she whispered, Oh, doll, you're doomed. They believe it. They all believe it. And soon so will you. Back home that night, I stood in front of the mirror again. Makeup smudged, lipstick faded. But no matter how much I scrubbed, I couldn't erase the sound of that word. Ladies. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't erase the smile of that boy. And for the first time, I wasn't sure I wanted to. I thought the worst was over after agreeing to let my cousin Sarah do just a little makeover. She had begged and teased until I gave in, saying it would only be for fun, just between us at the sleepover. But deep down, a strange nervousness tightened my chest. She grinned like a cat who had caught a mouse. Okay, sit here, she ordered, pointing to the vanity stool in her room. The surface was littered with makeup palettes, brushes, lip gloss tubes, and even a curling iron. I froze for a moment, realizing just how serious she was. Sarah, wait. I don't think. Sure. She pressed a finger to my lips. You promised. Don't back out now. Besides, no one's going to see you. It's just me. Her words should have been comforting, but something in her eyes said otherwise. She tied my hair back, brushed foundation across my face, and layered on powders and blush. The sensation was alien, soft bristles painting over my skin, her hands tilting my chin like she was sculpting me into something else. You know, you have really delicate features, she mused. I always thought you looked kind of girly already. This is just enhancing what's already there. Her comment burned in my ears. I wanted to protest, but my throat locked up. When she brushed eyeliner across my lids, my heart pounded so hard I thought she could hear it. The mirror reflected a stranger, my cheekbones sharper, my eyes larger, my lips fuller. Sarah squealed and grabbed a wig from her drawer, long waves of chestnut brown hair that shimmered under the light. She placed it carefully on my head, adjusting the strands around my face. "There," she whispered dramatically. "Perfect." I stared at myself.
It wasn't me.
It couldn't be. But the more I looked, the more I couldn't deny it. I looked like a girl. A pretty one. Sarah smirked.
See?
You could totally pass. I shook my head violently. No way. This is too much. She leaned closer, her eyes glinting. Relax. It's just makeup. But her smile widened. What if the others saw? What if they thought you were my new friend instead of my cousin? My stomach dropped. Others? What others? Sarah tilted her head innocently. Oh, didn't I mention? I invited a couple of friends over. They're on their way. I shot up from the chair. Sarah, you said this was just between us. She pushed me back down with surprising strength. Don't worry. They'll love it. And you wouldn't want to ruin my fun, would you? The sound of the doorbell echoed through the house, sealing my fate. I couldn't believe I was here. One moment, it was a normal Friday evening, and the next, I was surrounded by Emily's friends, sitting in a room that seemed designed to make anyone feel feminine, delicate, and exposed. The fairy lights on the walls cast soft shadows, but they couldn't hide the intensity of the situation. Every brushstroke, every giggle, every whispered comment felt like a chain tightening around me. "All right, doll," Emily said, using that nickname that made my stomach twist. She gestured to the vanity. "Time for the full transformation. Hair, makeup, nails, everything." I froze. "Emily, wait. Nope. You promised." And besides, she leaned closer, eyes gleaming. "You want to see what you could be, don't you?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. The truth was terrifying. I didn't want to look at myself, yet part of me was morbidly curious. Emily's friends moved in like a swarm, each taking a task. Sophie took the foundation and powders, spreading them carefully across my skin. Her hands were delicate but confident, each stroke reshaping my face. I felt myself becoming someone else with every movement. "Your skin is actually really smooth," Sophie commented, tilting my chin. "You'd never guess what you look like under normal lighting." I swallowed hard. My voice caught somewhere between fear and disbelief. I don't want this." Emily waved me off. "Sure, trust me, doll. You're going to thank me later." Another girl, Lily, worked on my eyebrows. She plucked, shaped, and filled them until my brows were arched perfectly. The mirror reflected someone I didn't recognize. I blinked, disoriented. My own features felt foreign, like they belonged to someone else entirely. "Eyes next," one of the girls chirped. Black eyeliner, mascara, subtle eyeshadow. Each addition made my eyes look bigger, softer, undeniably feminine. I barely breathed as I felt my identity slipping away stroke by stroke. When the makeup was done, Emily pulled out a wig. Long, glossy waves that shimmered under the fairy lights. She placed it gently over my head, adjusting it so perfectly it felt like it had been grown just for me. I touched the strands lightly, almost afraid that if I did, they'd vanish. "You look incredible," Emily whispered. Her voice was soft, almost gentle, but underneath it, I could sense control, ownership. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't speak. I could barely move. "Time for the next step," Emily said, and my heart sank. From her dresser, she pulled out a silky dress. It was soft, light, and clung to her own figure beautifully.
And now, it was meant for me.
I can't wear that," I said, panic rising. My fingers trembled. Emily tilted my chin up, forcing me to look at her. "Oh, but you can. And you will. You promised, remember? This is all part of the fun." The girls giggled, helping me into the dress. It slipped over my shoulders, hugged my chest, and fell around my thighs like it had been made for me. My body felt alien in it. The fabric was soft, almost seductive, and the reflection in the mirror made my stomach flip with a combination of fear, embarrassment, and something I didn't want to name. Emily clapped her hands. Now, doll, look at yourself. I turned hesitantly. The girl in the mirror had full lips, soft skin, large eyes, and now, a delicate figure wrapped in silk. I barely recognized the reflection. You're beautiful, one of the girls said softly. I flinched. Beautiful. Not Jake.
Not me.
Emily's hand rested lightly on my shoulder.
See?
I told you. My doll is perfect. They moved on to my nails next. Bright pink polish, glitter accents, tiny rhinestones. Each stroke made me feel lighter and more exposed at the same time. My fingers had never felt so delicate, so visible. Emily handed me a pair of flats, pink and sparkly. You need to walk like a lady, she said, voice playful but commanding. I obeyed, stepping carefully. Each movement felt unnatural but strangely compelling. You're doing so well, Emily cooed. Just a few more touches, and you'll be completely ready. Finally, she added subtle jewelry, bracelets, small earrings, a delicate necklace. The transformation was complete. I barely recognized myself. Every brushstroke, every accessory, every detail had erased Jake, leaving only the girl Emily had crafted. I sank to the bed, my hands covering my face. Panic, shame, and something else, confusion, desire, arousal, swirled together in a mess I couldn't sort. Emily sat beside me, her arm brushing mine. Don't fight it, she whispered. You're perfect.
And you know it, doll.
I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But, at the same time, I wanted her to say it again. The word perfect. I could feel her eyes on me, the girls' laughter soft behind us, the room glowing with lights and femininity. My reflection haunted me. Every fiber of my being wanted to be invisible. And yet, a tiny part of me didn't. Emily leaned in closer, whispering into my ear. Tomorrow we'll go out. You'll see how much fun it is to be seen like this. I shivered, both terrified and inexplicably intrigued. The sleepover had begun. And I already knew. I wasn't in control anymore. The sun was barely above the horizon when Emily knocked on my bedroom door. Wake up, doll, she whispered, almost teasingly. It's time to see the world. I froze in bed. My heart pounded like a drum. Emily, wait. I'm not ready. She tilted her head, her smile gentle but sharp. You said you'd trust me, didn't you? Today, everyone will see just how perfect you are. Before I could protest further, she slid the door open. A small bag rested on her arm, full of accessories, shoes, and even a spare outfit. I couldn't believe this was happening. My bedroom mirror had been a trap. But outside? Outside, I'd be exposed to everyone. Emily had chosen carefully. A short, pastel dress that hugged my curves lightly, a pair of low heels, and a delicate cardigan. She styled my hair into soft curls, adding a tiny hairpin at the side. You looked amazing, she said softly, brushing a stray curl from my face. But there was a glint in her eye that made my stomach turn. I barely recognized the girl in the mirror. My reflection smiled back, but it wasn't me. It was a carefully crafted version of what Emily wanted everyone to see. I tried to protest, to speak, but my voice faltered. The fear of the outside world gripped me. The car ride was silent except for Emily humming softly. I couldn't meet her eyes. I stared out the window, my hands folded tightly in my lap, my legs pressed together. Relax, she said suddenly, placing a hand on mine. No one will suspect a thing. Just act like the girl you are today. I wanted to scream, to tell her I wasn't that person. But the tiny spark of curiosity, the forbidden thrill of being someone else, of being admired, made me hesitate. When we arrived, the mall was already crowded. People passed us, chatting, laughing, oblivious to the storm inside me. I could feel eyes on me as we walked. Emily guided me with her arm linked through mine, every step calculated, every sway deliberate. Look up, she instructed softly. Walk like you own the space. My heels clicked against the floor, echoing like a countdown. Every glance, Every whisper from strangers felt magnified. I could feel my face burning. A group of teenagers passing by giggled and whispered something. My heart stopped. I turned slightly, and their eyes lingered on me. I wanted to run, to hide, but I couldn't. Emily's grip was firm, almost protective, almost possessive. "You see," she whispered, "they think you're a real girl. They admire you. You're doing beautifully." I shook my head, panic rising. Admire?
Me? No.
This wasn't real. Emily dragged me into a cafe. The waitress greeted us warmly, a small smile lighting her face. "Ladies, what can I get you?" she asked. The word ladies hit me like a punch. I could barely breathe. Emily nudged me. "Water, please," I whispered shakily. The waitress smiled, jotting it down. Emily sipped her coffee, her eyes never leaving me.
See?
Nobody questions you. Nobody suspects. I wanted to melt into the floor. I wanted to vanish. And yet, I felt a strange flutter at the attention. Then he walked by. A young man, casually handsome, glanced at us. And then he looked at me. My stomach dropped. My heart raced. My face felt aflame. I turned away immediately, but Emily noticed, of course. "Oh," she whispered, pressing her hand to mine. "Someone's noticing you. You're blushing. You liked it, didn't you, doll?" "I know," I stammered, but my own voice betrayed me. Her grin widened. "Don't fight it. You're doing exactly what I want. And the best part? You don't even realize it yet." The boy smiled politely and moved on, leaving me trembling. After we left the cafe, I barely spoke. Every glance, every whisper from strangers, every subtle compliment burned into me. Part of me was terrified, part of me inexplicably thrilled. Emily squeezed my hand. "This is just the beginning. You're going to see what it feels like to be me, doll. To be admired. To be irresistible." I wanted to resist. I wanted to reclaim Jake. But the thrill, the fear, and the tiny, dangerous spark of excitement inside me made me freeze in silence. The mall felt endless, the world too bright, too exposed. And yet, I couldn't stop walking. Back in the car, I stared at my reflection in the window. The girl inside the mirror smiled softly, but Jake's eyes, panicked, vulnerable, peered out from behind it. Emily's voice whispered in my ear, soft and dangerous. "Tomorrow, we'll go further. The real test begins. And I promise, doll, you'll never want to go back." I shivered, knowing she was right. The next morning, the sunlight spilled through my bedroom window, warm and almost inviting. But I felt none of that warmth. Instead, a tight knot of dread wrapped around my chest. Emily knocked on the door before I could even sit up. "Time to continue, doll," she said sweetly, but there was steel in her voice. "Today we're going somewhere special." I shook my head. "Emily, please." "I can't." "Sure." She cut me off, stepping inside. "You promised me." And besides, her grin widened. "You looked amazing yesterday. Today, everyone else will see it too." The words hit me like ice. Yesterday had been terrifying enough. Today meant strangers, the public, full exposure. Emily had already laid out the outfit she had chosen for me. A frilly pink dress with lace detailing, a short hem that made my legs look impossibly long, and a pair of sky-high heels. She handed me a small purse, adorned with glitter and charms. "You'll need this," she said. "To complete the look, of course." I stared at the clothes, panic surging. "Emily, no. This is—"
I can't walk like that.
"I'll fall. She crouched down, tilting my chin up. "Doll, listen to me. You can. And you will. Look at yourself." I turned to the mirror reluctantly. The girl staring back had delicate curves, long curled lashes, and soft pink lips. My chest tightened. She wasn't me. She was Emily's creation. "And she's beautiful," Emily whispered. "Beautiful, and she's mine tonight." The moment we stepped into the boutique, the world felt larger, brighter, and more judgmental. Soft music played overhead, mingling with the quiet hum of other shoppers. My heels clicked on the marble floor, echoing like a countdown. Emily linked her arm through mine. Relax, she whispered. Just walk, doll. Be confident. I tried. Every step was shaky. Every sway of my hips deliberate, yet unnatural. My legs screamed in protest. My stomach twisted, and every pair of eyes that glanced our way felt like a spotlight exposing me. Emily noticed my discomfort and leaned in, whispering, "The more they stare, the better. You'll get used to it. You're already gorgeous." Her words were a double-edged sword, a thrill mixed with shame. Emily guided me to a display of accessories. "Try this on," she said, handing me a sparkling necklace. I hesitated, fumbling with the clasp. A woman passing by stopped and complimented. "Oh, she's adorable. Where did you get that dress?" My face burned crimson. I mumbled a response, barely audible. Emily squeezed my hand, her smile sly.
See?
"They love you. Look at them, admiring my doll." I felt the room spinning. Admiration.
Praise.
Humiliation. They weren't looking at Jake. They were looking at the girl I had become, the character Emily had forced me into. Emily didn't let me recover. She picked up another outfit, holding it against me. "Now, let's try this. Trust me, doll, you'll thank me." "No, please," I stammered. But her eyes held me captive. That calm, commanding gaze. I couldn't look away. Emily led me to the fitting room. The curtain closed behind us, but the sounds outside, the laughter, the conversations, seemed amplified. "Strip," she commanded softly. I froze. My hands trembled. "Emily, this is. Trust me. Just do it." I hesitated, but Emily's gentle insistence and the subtle thrill coursing through me made my resolve waver. Slowly, shakily, I removed the dress. Emily handed me a new one, a short, silky number with a plunging neckline. My breath caught. My face burned. "You'll look stunning," she whispered. "Just try it on." The fabric clung to every curve, every line. I looked in the mirror and gasped. My body, myself, had been erased. In its place was a girl, delicate and exposed, exactly as Emily intended. Emily pushed the curtain aside. "Come on, doll. Show them." I stumbled out into the boutique. Eyes immediately turned toward me. Some smiled politely, others whispered. Every gaze felt like a knife. My heart raced. My legs threatened to give way. "See," Emily cooed. "They love you. They think you're perfect." I wanted to collapse. The humiliation, the exposure, the impossible attention, it was overwhelming. And yet, beneath the panic, a tiny spark of something else flickered. The thrill of being admired, of being noticed in a way I never had before. Emily noticed my trembling and stepped closer. "Sho, it's okay, doll. You're safe. And you're beautiful. Just accept it." I sank to the floor, hot tears streaming down my cheeks. I don't know who I am anymore," I whispered. Emily knelt beside me, brushing a tear from my cheek. "You're her, doll. The girl in the mirror is the real you now. And she's perfect. Trust me." Her words cut deeper than any insult, more painful than any glance. She was right. I didn't know who I was anymore. Jake was disappearing with every outfit, every brushstroke, every gaze. As Emily helped me to my feet, the store's door chimed. A familiar voice called out, "Is that Jake?" My blood froze. A friend from school, a boy who knew me, he was here. And he had just seen her. Emily smirked, squeezing my hand. "Oh, doll, it's time you learned there's no going back." The boutique's soft music seemed to fade as my past collided with the present. "Is that Jake?" the voice repeated, sharper this time. My heart slammed into my chest. I froze, every muscle locked. Slowly, I turned and my stomach dropped. It was Ryan, my classmate, someone I had known since middle school. He had a mischievous grin that had always made me uneasy. And now he was staring directly at the girl in the mirror, at me. Emily's hand squeezed mine, her touch firm and possessive. "Relax, doll," she whispered. "Play cool. You're perfect. Just smile." I tried. I forced a small, trembling smile. But inside, panic churned. Ryan's eyes narrowed. Wait, Jake. I felt my legs weaken. My voice wouldn't come. My mind scrambled for excuses. Emily stepped forward, her smile soft but commanding. Oh, he's just a friend, she said, her tone playful yet sharp. She's just experimenting with a new look. Isn't that right, doll? I swallowed, barely nodding. Emily's words were a lifeline, but they also made my stomach twist.
Doll.
That name, that identity, was now becoming a shield I couldn't escape from. Ryan raised an eyebrow. You look different.
Pretty. Pretty. The word hit me like a slap.
The entire boutique seemed to shrink around me. Every pair of eyes, every whisper, every glance felt magnified. I wanted to disappear. Emily leaned closer, whispering, See? They notice. They admire. That's what I promised, doll. And they'll only see more as the day goes on. Ryan's gaze lingered.
Wow.
I mean, you look amazing. But, Jake. The tension in my chest grew unbearable. I wanted to run, to hide behind the clothes racks, to vanish completely. But Emily held me in place with a gentle but firm grip. Smile, doll, she urged. Own it. Everyone loves you already. I took a shaky breath, forcing my legs to move, forcing my smile to appear natural. But inside, chaos reigned. Every step, every laugh, every compliment was a dagger to my old self. Emily guided me through the boutique, each movement deliberate. Every item I touched, every pose I struck, reinforced her control. The humiliation was complete, exposed to strangers, admired by my past acquaintance, and trapped in the identity she had created. Once we stepped into a quieter corner of the store, Emily leaned close, her breath warm against my ear. You see, doll, no one can take this away from you now. Not Ryan, not your friends, not even yourself. You're hers, mine. And the more you resist, the more fun this gets. I shivered, half in fear, half in a strange, forbidden thrill. She was right. Every glance, every whisper, every word reinforced the truth. Jake was fading, and the girl Emily had crafted was taking over. Back in the dressing room, I collapsed onto the bench, my head in my hands. I can't do this. I can't keep pretending. Emily knelt beside me, brushing a curl from my cheek. Oh, doll, you don't have to pretend anymore.
This is who you are now.
You're beautiful, admired, irresistible. And deep down, you know it. Tears welled up. I hated that she was right. The thrill, the attention, the power of being admired. It was intoxicating, terrifying, and humiliating all at once. You're mine, she whispered again, sealing it. And tonight, the real test begins. I looked at myself in the mirror. The girl staring back had no traces of Jake left, just wide, expressive eyes, flushed cheeks, and a delicate frame wrapped in silk. The door opened, and Ryan peeked in again, curiosity in his eyes. He didn't say anything, just stared. Emily's lips curved into a sinister smile. Oh, doll, they're going to know soon enough. And you're going to love it, or at least survive it. I shivered. I didn't know which scared me more, the exposure or the thrill coursing through me. The next day, I woke to the sunlight streaming through the blinds, my chest tight with dread. Last night's events, the boutique, Ryan's recognition, Emily's whispered promises, had left me restless and uneasy. I had thought the worst was over, but Emily had other plans. Doll, get up, her voice called from outside my room. Today, the real fun begins. We're going out in public. Fully. I froze under the covers. Emily, please. I can't. She appeared in the doorway, a vision of control and mischief, holding a small bag full of makeup, accessories, and clothing. You promised, doll. And now it's time. Today, the world will see what a perfect girl you are. The word perfect twisted my stomach. Emily had chosen the outfit carefully. A short, flirty dress with a delicate lace hem, pastel colors that highlighted my figure, and high heels that made my legs look impossibly long. My makeup was subtle but flawless. Foundation, blush, mascara, and lip gloss, and my hair curled in soft waves around my face. "You're beautiful, doll," she whispered as she adjusted a stray curl. "And today, everyone will see it." I swallowed hard, my chest tightening. I didn't feel beautiful. I felt exposed, vulnerable, trapped in someone else's creation. Emily helped me into the dress, fastening it tightly. She added a small purse and a delicate necklace. "This is the final touch," she said. "Now we go." The moment we stepped outside, the world hit me like a wave. Cars, pedestrians, and the morning bustle surrounded us. Every glance felt magnified. Every whisper seemed directed at me. My heels clicked against the pavement, each step a reminder that I had no control. Emily linked her arm with mine, guiding me through the crowd. "Relax, doll," she whispered. "You're perfect. Just walk, smile, and enjoy it." I wanted to protest, to run, to disappear. But my legs obeyed, my lips forced a smile, my body swaying exactly as she intended. We walked past a cafe, and a group of teenagers sitting outside turned to look. One of them whispered, "Wow, she's gorgeous." I froze. Their attention, their words, it burned and thrilled me at the same time. Emily's hand on mine was steady, reassuring, yet controlling. "See," she said softly. "They notice. They admire you. You're mine, doll. And soon you'll love it." I shook my head internally. I don't want this. I don't want this. But even as I thought it, a strange thrill ran through me. Their admiration, the attention, the undeniable beauty reflected in the mirror of their eyes. It was intoxicating, terrifying, and humiliating all at once. Then I saw him. Ryan. The same boy from the boutique yesterday. His eyes widened as he spotted me, and for a moment, I wanted to vanish. "Jake," he whispered, stepping closer. Emily's grip tightened. "Smile, doll," she said. "Just smile and be perfect." I forced a small, trembling smile, feeling every muscle in my body tense. Ryan's eyes lingered, trying to reconcile the girl before him with the boy he knew. "You look different," he said softly. "Pretty."
Pretty.
That word hit me like a blade. Jake was gone, replaced by the girl Emily had created. I wanted to scream, to explain, to reclaim myself, but Emily's whisper stopped me. "Enjoy it, doll. They see the real you now. Don't fight it." Emily led me to the mall, each step a test of my composure. The heels made every step deliberate. My legs shook. Every glance from strangers felt like a spotlight. "Hold your head high," Emily instructed. "You're admired. Everyone notices. And the more they notice, the more fun it is." A group of teenage girls passing by whispered and giggled. I felt my face flush. "They're talking about me," I muttered. Emily smirked. "Yes, doll. And soon, they'll all want to see more. That's the point. You're irresistible now." After a while, we found a quiet bench, and I sank onto it, my head in my hands. My body trembled. I can't do this anymore," I whispered. Emily knelt beside me, brushing a strand of hair from my face. "Oh, doll, don't fight it. You're beautiful, admired, irresistible. And deep down, you know it." Tears rolled down my cheeks. I hated that she was right. The attention, the admiration, the power of being looked at, it was intoxicating. And humiliating. "You're mine," she whispered again. "And tonight, the real test begins." As I looked up, a man passing by paused, staring with interest. Emily whispered, her lips brushing my ear.
"See, doll?
They notice. And soon the world will know you're mine." I shivered, caught between fear, humiliation, and a strange, forbidden thrill. There was no going back. By mid-afternoon, Emily had me standing in front of a boutique mirror once again, but this time, the stakes were higher. A local fashion event was taking place, a casual mini pageant for young women in the mall, and Emily had already signed me up. "You're going to participate, doll," she said, her voice soft but commanding. "It's perfect. Everyone will see how incredible you are." I froze. "Emily, please, I can't." "Sure," she said, tilting my chin up. "You can. And you will." Remember yesterday? The boutique, Ryan, the mall, you did beautifully. Now it's time to shine in front of everyone. Her words were both a command and a challenge. I wanted to resist, but inside, panic and something else, curiosity, fear, and a strange thrill, fought for dominance. Emily had carefully chosen a new outfit, a sparkling mini dress, pastel pink with sequins that caught the light with every movement. A pair of heels higher than I had ever worn, and subtle, flawless makeup. "You're going to stun them, doll," she whispered, brushing my hair into soft curls. "And you'll love the attention. Trust me." I looked into the mirror. The girl staring back had no trace of Jake left, just wide, expressive eyes, soft skin, and a delicate frame wrapped in silk and sequins. My chest tightened. This isn't me, I thought. It's her creation. The mall's main atrium had been cleared for the event. Crowds had gathered, and the judges' table was adorned with bright lights and cameras. Emily's hand squeezed mine. "Stay close to me," she whispered. "Walk like you own it.
Smile.
They're all going to adore you." My heels clicked against the floor, each step deliberate and shaky. I could hear whispers and see eyes turning toward me. My stomach twisted. Every glance, every murmur felt like a spotlight exposing me completely. "See," Emily whispered. "They notice. They admire. That's how it feels to be perfect, doll." I wanted to collapse. The humiliation, the exposure, the impossible attention, it was overwhelming. The judges called me forward. My heart raced as I stepped onto the small stage. The bright lights blinded me slightly, and the crowd's eyes felt like fire against my skin. "Step forward, young lady," one judge said. "Show us your walk." Emily's grip was steady, guiding me through each step. My legs shook with every move, my arms stiff and awkward, but I forced a smile. The applause from the crowd was terrifying and intoxicating at the same time. "You're doing beautifully, doll," Emily whispered. "Look at them. They love you. They can't take their eyes off you." I wanted to scream, to disappear, to run. But I couldn't. I was trapped in the identity Emily had created, and the thrill of being noticed, admired, even envied, coursed through me despite the fear. After the walk, Emily pulled me aside. "You see, doll, they want to look at you, admire you, and they will. This is the new you. Beautiful, irresistible, and completely under my guidance." Tears welled up. I don't know who I am anymore," I whispered. Emily brushed my cheek gently. "Oh, doll, you are her now. The girl in the mirror is the real you. And deep down you're loving this, even if you don't admit it." The words were like a knife. She was right. The thrill of attention, the intoxicating mix of fear and desire, it was undeniable. I hated that she could see it, that she could manipulate it so easily. As the judges announced the top 3 participants, my heart pounded. Emily's smile was victorious. "Doll, you're in the running. And soon, everyone will know just how perfect you are." I glanced at the crowd. Faces blurred together, but the attention, the whispers, the admiration, it all pressed down on me. And somewhere deep inside, Jake, the boy I used to be, was fading, replaced by the girl Emily had created. The mall buzzed with activity, and the small stage from yesterday's mini pageant was still set up, now serving as a backdrop for the final rounds. Emily guided me toward the other participants, real girls, confident, experienced in the ways of poise, makeup, and feminine charm. I froze as I stepped closer, my heels clicking nervously against the floor. The other girls smiled politely, but there was an undeniable sense of assessment in their eyes. Every glance felt like a verdict. Emily's grip on my hand was firm. "Relax, doll. They're all jealous of you already," she whispered. "You just have to keep walking, smiling, and being perfect." I wanted to sink into the floor. Their polished makeup, elegant dresses, and natural confidence made me feel painfully exposed. One girl, tall and radiant, approached with a friendly smile. "Hi, you're new here, right?" I nodded, my voice barely a whisper. "Why, yes." She smiled, looking at me up and down. "You look really pretty, actually." Her words should have made me feel relieved. Instead, they stung. I wasn't really a girl. I was Jake in a dress, playing a role for Emily's amusement. And now, strangers were judging me against real girls, comparing me with someone I could never truly be. Emily leaned closer, whispering into my ear, "Ignore them, doll. You don't need to be like them. You're mine, and you're already perfect." Her words reassured me, yet they also pushed me further from my old self. Jake was slipping, replaced by this new identity she called doll. The next challenge involved walking gracefully and striking poses for the judges. My legs shook, my arms stiff, but Emily guided me through every movement. "Lift your chin, doll. Smile. Twist your hips slightly." "Perfect," she coached, adjusting my stance with gentle hands. I followed her instructions, each step reinforcing the persona she had created. The crowd's eyes followed me, murmurs of admiration filling my ears. Some complimented my dress, others my hair, others my overall appearance. I felt a mixture of shame and exhilaration. Part of me wanted to run, to strip away the dress and heels and reclaim Jake. But another part, a tiny, forbidden spark, thrived on the attention, the praise, the complete transformation Emily had orchestrated. After the challenge, Emily pulled me aside, brushing a curl from my face. "See, doll? Everyone loves you. They want to look at you, admire you. And you did perfectly." Tears welled up in my eyes. I don't know if I can keep doing this. It's too much." Emily knelt beside me, holding my hands. "Oh, doll, that's why you need me. You can't handle it alone. But with me guiding you, you'll survive and thrive. You're beautiful, irresistible, and completely mine." The words hit me like a hammer. She was right. I was becoming doll, losing Jake with every step, every compliment, every whispered instruction. Later, a boy from my school, someone who didn't know me well, approached. "Hey, I think I've seen you before," he said, looking curious and slightly hesitant. Emily's grip tightened. "Ignore him, doll. Smile. Be charming. You're amazing. You're mine." I forced a smile, answering politely, but inside, panic and humiliation surged. Every interaction, every recognition, pulled me further into this identity. Jake was fading, replaced entirely by the girl Emily had molded me into. As the final scores were announced, Emily whispered, her lips brushing my ear. "Doll, you're in the top 3. Everyone is watching. And soon, they'll know just how perfect you are." I glanced at the crowd, the other participants, the judges, and my reflection in the nearby mirror. The girl staring back had wide eyes, flushed cheeks, and delicate features. No trace of Jake remained. Emily's eyes gleamed with triumph. "Tonight, you'll see just how far this goes. And you'll love it." The evening air was thick with anticipation and fear. Emily had prepared me for a night out at a local lounge, a semi-formal social gathering where many people would notice me. The thought of being surrounded by strangers, all eyes on me, made my stomach twist with anxiety. "You're ready, doll," Emily said, holding a small clutch purse and a pair of sparkling heels. "Tonight, everyone will see how beautiful you are. And you'll finally embrace it." I froze in front of the mirror. The reflection staring back was entirely unfamiliar. Soft curls framed delicate features, a dress hugged every curve, and high heels made my legs look impossibly long. I don't know if I can go," I whispered, panic rising. Emily tilted my chin up. "Trust me. You'll survive. And by the end of tonight, you'll thank me." Her words, though meant to soothe, only intensified the storm in my chest. Emily guided me through every detail, makeup touch-ups, adjusting my dress, smoothing stray hairs. Every action reminded me that Jake was slipping further away. "You're stunning," she whispered, brushing a curl behind my ear. "And tonight, the world will see it too. Remember, doll confidence is everything." I nodded shakily, my hands trembling. Part of me hated this, but another part, an inexplicable thrill, stirred within me. The lounge was dimly lit, crowded with people chatting and laughing. The moment we stepped inside, I felt their gazes. Every head turned. Every whisper seemed magnified. Emily linked her arm through mine, her grip firm and guiding. Walk with me, doll. Own it. I followed, each step in the heels a battle against my own body. Every glance from the crowd felt like a spotlight exposing me completely. See, Emily whispered. They notice you. They admire you. And soon you'll love it. I wanted to escape, to shed the identity she had forced on me, but my legs carried me forward. The thrill, humiliation, and attention were overwhelming. A group of young men noticed me and whispered to one another. My heart raced. Emily smiled, her eyes gleaming. Ignore them, doll. Smile, be charming. You're irresistible. I forced a polite smile, my cheeks burning. The attention, the admiration, it was intoxicating. Humiliation and excitement collided in my chest. One man stepped closer, offering a compliment. You look amazing. Emily's grip tightened on my hand. See, doll? You're perfect. You're theirs to admire. And you'll survive it beautifully. I nodded silently, my mind spinning. Jake was gone, replaced entirely by the persona Emily had crafted. As the night progressed, Emily guided me through conversations, posing, and subtle flirting. Each interaction reinforced the new identity she had built. You're doing beautifully, doll, she whispered.
Feel it.
Enjoy it. This is who you are now. I wanted to scream, to run, to reclaim my old self. But the thrill, the impossible attention, the subtle power in being admired, kept me rooted. Tears welled in my eyes. I don't know who I am anymore, I whispered. Emily held me close. Oh, doll, that's why you need me. You can't do this alone. But with me, you'll shine. Her words, soft and commanding, sealed it. Jake was fading, and doll was taking over completely. As the night drew on, Emily whispered in my ear, tomorrow a new challenge awaits. And by the end of it, everyone will see the real doll. Are you ready? I shivered, caught between fear, humiliation, and a strange thrill. There was no going back. The next morning, Emily woke me with an unusual urgency. Doll, today is the day, she said, her eyes glinting. A high-profile fashion showcase. Cameras, crowds, the works. You're going to show the world how perfect you are. I felt my stomach twist. My heels, my makeup, the persona she had built, all of it felt heavy, suffocating. I can't, Emily. Too many people, I stammered. Sure, she said, brushing a strand of hair from my face. That's why you need me. Trust me. You will shine, doll. I didn't feel trust. I felt fear, humiliation, and something I couldn't name, excitement, perhaps, at the attention and the sheer audacity of being so exposed. Emily had prepared a stunning outfit, a sparkling evening gown that clung to my body, emphasizing the curves she had accentuated. High heels, jewelry, and flawless makeup completed the look. You're exquisite, Emily whispered as she fastened the last clasp. And tonight, everyone will see it. You'll be admired, envied, and you'll love every second of it. I stared at myself in the mirror. The reflection was unrecognizable. Wide, expressive eyes, flushed cheeks, delicate frame wrapped in silk.
Jake was gone.
Doll was real. The venue buzzed with photographers, socialites, and fashion enthusiasts. Every eye seemed to focus on me the moment Emily guided me inside. Walk tall, doll. Smile. Own it, she instructed. My legs shook, my chest tight, but I forced each step, letting the heels dictate the rhythm. Every whisper, every camera flash, every glance reinforced the persona Emily had built. A photographer approached. Gorgeous. Can we take a photo? Emily's hand rested possessively on my lower back. Of course. She's mine and she's perfect. The words made my stomach twist. Public acknowledgement, praise, and ownership. It was intoxicating and humiliating all at once. Emily guided me onto a small stage for a brief modeling segment. Applause erupted. I felt like I was floating, detached from reality, trapped in a role that was no longer optional. Lift your chin, doll. Smile. They're watching you, Emily whispered. I obeyed, my movements precise yet unnatural. The crowd's admiration and the subtle thrill it produced conflicted with every instinct screaming to run, to remove the dress, to reclaim Jake. Backstage, after a particularly intense round, I collapsed onto a chair. My hands shook, tears pricking my eyes. I don't know who I am anymore, I whispered. Emily knelt beside me, gently cupping my face. Oh, doll, that's why you need me. You can't do this alone. You're beautiful, admired, irresistible, and deep down you know it. Her words were both a balm and a lash. She was right. The thrill, the attention, the power of being admired. It was intoxicating, terrifying, and humiliating all at once. You're mine, she whispered. And tonight everyone will see it. As the final segment of the event began, Emily whispered in my ear, Doll, the cameras, the crowd, the judges, they'll all remember you. And by the end of tonight, there will be no turning back. Are you ready to be completely hers? I shivered, caught between fear, humiliation, and a forbidden thrill. Jake was fading. Doll was taking over entirely. The night of the event had pushed me to my absolute limits. My legs ached from the heels, my cheeks burned from constant attention, and my mind teetered on the edge between Jake and Doll. Emily had guided me relentlessly, and now, backstage, the quiet moments only amplified the storm inside me. Doll, Emily said softly, her hand brushing my arm, you've done beautifully tonight. But now, the real test begins. I swallowed hard, my throat tight. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Emily tilted my chin up. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you will do. Tonight, everyone sees Doll. And you will survive it beautifully. Her words were both comforting and terrifying. I hated that I craved her approval even as I wanted to scream. Alone in the dressing room, I stared into the mirror. The girl staring back had no trace of Jake left. Wide, expressive eyes, soft curls, flushed cheeks, and a delicate frame. Every element screamed Emily's creation. I touched my face, my lips, my hair. She was real, wasn't she? Tears streamed down my face. I don't know who I am anymore, I whispered. Emily appeared behind me, placing her hands on my shoulders. You are Doll, she said firmly. Jake is gone. Doll is perfect. Doll is admired. And Doll is mine. The words hit me like a hammer. Every tear, every sob, every heartbeat reinforced the shift. Jake was fading, and Doll was ascending. Suddenly, Emily guided me back into the event. You're going to face the crowd again, Doll. Walk, smile, and show them who you truly are. No hesitation. My legs trembled. My heart raced. Panic clawed at me. Now, Emily whispered, or we stop. And you'll regret it. The threat, soft but clear, forced my trembling legs forward. Each step in the heels was deliberate, each smile rehearsed but natural, each movement reinforcing Emily's control. The crowd watched, whispered, admired. My face flushed with humiliation and a strange, forbidden thrill. Every glance, every murmur, every whispered admiration pulled me deeper into Doll. A journalist approached, asking for a quick interview. My voice shook. Emily leaned close, whispering firmly, Doll speaks. Jake doesn't exist anymore. Say it. Doll, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. The journalist smiled. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I wanted to disappear, but the thrill, the attention, the praise, the undeniable charm of being admired kept me rooted. Jake was gone. Doll was everything. Backstage again, I collapsed into Emily's arms, tears streaming down my face. I can't. I don't know who I am anymore. Emily held me close, her lips brushing my ear. That's why you need me. You're beautiful, irresistible, and completely mine. And deep down you love it. The words were both balm and whip. She was right. I hated it. And yet, a part of me, small, forbidden, thrilled, craved her approval, the attention, the complete surrender. "You're mine," she whispered again. "And tonight, everyone will see it." As the event ended, Emily whispered one last time. "Doll, tomorrow, the final step begins. By the end, there will be no Jake left. Only Doll. Are you ready?" I shivered, trembling between fear, humiliation, and a forbidden thrill. Jake was fading fast. Doll was taking over completely. There was no going back. The morning sun filtered through the curtains, but I couldn't feel its warmth. The events of the past days, the mall, the boutique, the pageant, the social outings, the lounge, the fashion showcase, had left me trembling, exhausted, and unrecognizable to myself. Emily entered the room, radiant and commanding. "Doll," she said, voice soft but unwavering. "Today is the final step. After this, you'll be entirely mine, and everyone will see just how perfect you are." I shivered, a storm of fear, shame, and a strange thrill coiling inside me. I don't know if I can, Emily," I whispered. She tilted my chin up. "Sure, you can. You will. Because Doll is beautiful. And Doll belongs to me." Her words sealed the moment. Jake, the boy I once was slipping further, replaced by Doll, her creation, her masterpiece. Emily laid out the final outfit, an exquisite cocktail dress, sparkling jewelry, and the highest heels I had ever worn. My hair was curled to perfection, my makeup flawless. "You're stunning," Emily whispered, brushing a curl from my face. "And tonight, the world will see it. Your old self is gone, Doll. Only beauty remains." I stared into the mirror. The girl who looked back at me had wide, expressive eyes, soft features, delicate curves. Jake was gone. Doll was real. Emily guided me into the dress, adjusting every detail with care and precision. Every step, every glance, every smile, perfect. "You're mine." The evening was set for a charity gala full of photographers, socialites, and influential figures. My heart raced. Every eye would be on me. Every whisper would echo. Emily linked her arm with mine. "Walk with me, Doll. Own it. This is your moment." I stepped forward, my heels clicking on the polished floor. The crowd noticed immediately. Murmurs of admiration, whispers of praise. It was intoxicating, humiliating, and thrilling all at once. Emily whispered, "See? They notice. They admire. And you're theirs to envy. You belong to me, Doll." Every word reinforced the identity shift. Jake was gone. Doll moved, spoke, and smiled for Emily alone, completely under her control. Midway through the gala, a familiar face appeared, Ryan, the boy from the boutique. His eyes widened in recognition. Jake," he whispered. Emily's grip tightened. "Doll speaks," she commanded softly. I'm Doll," I said, voice barely above a whisper, flushed with humiliation and fear. Ryan's face showed shock, but also admiration. You look incredible." Emily smiled triumphantly. "See, Doll? You're perfect. And everyone sees it now." Backstage later, Emily held me close. "Doll, look at me. You're beautiful. Irresistible. Mine. And you finally understand." Tears streamed down my face. I hated her. I hated myself. And yet, a forbidden thrill coursed through me. The admiration, the attention, the complete surrender. It was intoxicating. I stammered, unable to finish. Emily brushed my tears away. "Sho, you don't need to speak. Feel it. Accept it. You are Doll now. Jake is gone. And Doll is perfect." I nodded slowly, trembling. The storm of fear, humiliation, and excitement had reached its peak. Jake was gone. Doll was real. And for the first time, I allowed myself to feel content, even if it was twisted. As the gala ended, Emily whispered one last time. "Doll, the world has seen you. And you've embraced it. There's no going back. You belong to me. Forever." I shivered, a mixture of fear, humiliation, and forbidden thrill coursing through me. The identity shift was complete. Jake was gone. doll had emerged entirely, a creation of Emily's control and manipulation.